Luis Regla.
We have an original petition, suit affecting parent-child relationship, suit for modification. What are we doing today?
Yes, Judge, we're approaching. The father has appeared today with counsel. Counsel has informed me that she's filing a counter or a cross petition request, and it's a custody dispute. Therefore, we're approaching the court for this to be referred to the main court.
Yes, Judge, I have a motion to transfer and also an answer.
Your Honor, can I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it a motion for, like, why does the non-custodial parent want custody?
I don't know, ma'am.
Does he even know?
You'll have to ask him.
That's why, Joseph?
Well, I mean, you can deal with that later on, but right now, I can't hear this case. It's got to go to the, I'm going to transfer it to the 309th District Court, and DRO mediation is ordered. I'm sorry?
I was speaking to his attorney to see why he wants custody.
Okay, well, DRO mediation is ordered.
Kids that he doesn't have custody of. So why the baby?
Happens all the time, ma'am. Okay. Anything further, Mr. Regla?
No, Judge. May the parties on that case be excused?
Yes, DRO mediation is ordered.
Thank you,
Okay,
Judge.
I'll take care of filing that.
Yes, ma'am.
But Linda is at his mother's right now. So,
Sir, ma'am, I'm not hearing the case today. I have nothing to do with this case anymore. It's going to go to the 507th District Court. Okay, if you have some questions about something else, you can ask the Attorney General's, somebody from the Attorney General. Okay, I'm not hearing the case, so I can't make any decisions for you or anything. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
may
you.
they all be excused now, Judge?
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
you can both disconnect now.
Okay.
I'll file the order after court.
Good afternoon. This is call number 2021-61695 in the interest of Jonathan Gabriel Ho Jr. All parties and witnesses, please unmute yourselves and raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Gabriela Monreal Rincon, and I am his mother.
Okay, and representing the state of Texas.
Andrea Eoff.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Jonathan Albert Ho. Mr. Ho was personally served on November 11, 2021 at 3:08 p.m. at 2300 Red Bluff Road, apartment 20 in Pasadena, Harris County, Texas. He has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Eoff?
That's correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
All right, Your Honor, the state would like to call Gabby Monreal to the stand, please.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Monreal, will you please state your name for the court one more time?
My name is Gabriela Monreal Rincon.
All right, and can you state the name and age of your child?
His name is Jonathan Gabriel Ho Jr., and he is 2 years old.
All right, and Jonathan Ho Sr. is the father of your child, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And to the best of your knowledge, he has signed an acknowledgement of paternity that is in our files?
Yes, we do. I did get a DNA test like last year, and it did come out that he's the father.
All right. And you and Mr. Ho would like to, and you want to be joint managing conservators of your child with Mr. Ho, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to appoint you as the parent who designates the primary residence within Harris and contiguous counties?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to order that Mr. Ho have a standard possession order with regard to your child?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking that all exchanges of your child be at the Walmart located at 5655 East Sam Houston Parkway North in Houston, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you believe that it's best to keep your address and phone number confidential because exposing it would put you at risk of harassment or abuse?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court to order the non-disclosure of your information at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
And why are you asking that, ma'am? What makes you think that you're going to be in some type of danger or subject to harassment or abuse?
Because his father, Jonathan Albert Ho, used to put his hands on me and has physically abused me before.
Were police ever called?
Yes, a bunch of times. He had cases on him already. He actually has a warrant out for his arrest right now for assaulting me a couple
Okay,
months
so
ago.
if he knew where you lived, or if you move and he were to know that you live, he would likely cause you some type of harassment or abuse or serious harm or injury?
I would think so, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. And how is your child currently covered for health insurance at this point in time?
He has Medicaid.
All right. And are you asking the court to approve the continuance of that Medicaid?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And to your knowledge, Mr. Ho does not maintain consistent employment. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. He does not.
And at this point in time, we have no evidence that we can present that he makes more or less than minimum wage. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, we don't.
And are you asking the court to order Mr. Ho? Oh, excuse me, I'm going to backtrack for a second. And is it true that Mr. Ho has 2 other children from a previous relationship that he's ordered to support?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
And are you asking the court to order Mr. Ho to pay monthly child support in the amount of $174 based on the gross income at minimum wage?
Sorry, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And are you asking the court to order Mr. Ho to pay $57 a month in cash medical support?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that you and Mr. Ho separated in December of 2021 and that he stopped contributing financially to your household at that point in time?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court to issue a judgment for retroactive child support covering the time period from December 1st of 2021 to April 5th, 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to award a judgment of $870 for retroactive child support to be paid back at $54 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I have no further questions and will pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, the court will approve the order as submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You are free to go, Gabriella.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
What was wrong with it?
Not this one.
Yeah.
The next one, something about the minimum.
On the next one. All right, good afternoon. This is cause number 2021-63592 in the interest of Riley Jones. All parties and witnesses, please unmute yourselves and raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Demisha Jones, and Riley Jones is my daughter.
All
I'm her
right.
mother.
And representing the state,
Luis Regla.
we'll note that the non-custodial parent is Rico Ennis Jones. Mr. Jones was personally served on October 14th, 2021 at 9:20 a.m. at 5321 Browncroft Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas. And he's not made an appearance or filed an answer. Is that correct, Mr. Regla?
Correct, Judge.
We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Judge. I'll call the mother as my witness. And ma'am, one more time, what's your full name, please?
Demisha Jones.
Okay. And you and the father have Riley M&E Jones together. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And her date of birth is September 28th, 2014.
Yes.
And At this point in time, we're requesting the court appoint you and Mr. Jones joint managing conservators, and you having the right to determine the child's residence within Harris and surrounding counties. Is that correct?
Yes.
And there's no reason why the court shouldn't appoint him together as a joint managing conservator with you. Is that also correct?
Yes.
Okay, and it's in your daughter's best interest that the father be granted a standard possession order, and you agree with that. Is that correct?
Yes.
We don't have proof today for the court as to what the father's income is, so we're using minimum wage for this man for guideline support. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and this is his only child?
Correct.
And you actually have health insurance available through your employer. Is that right?
Yes.
And where do you currently work?
TDCJ.
Okay. And although health insurance costs you $286 per month, the maximum amount under guideline child support is $113. So that's how much we're requesting for medical support. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. And you also have dental insurance through your employer. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the $14 it costs you just for this child is within guidelines. So we're requesting you get paid $14 a month for dental support in addition to the $113 for medical. Would you agree with both of those things?
Yes.
Therefore, that would leave guideline child support based on minimum wage of $203 a month. All of those amounts to begin May 1st, 2022. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And you're not requesting any kind of retroactive child support, medical, or dental support at this time. Is that correct?
Correct.
And do you believe all these terms you and I have just gone over and presented to the court are in your child's best interest?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to approve of this default order against the father in this case?
Yes.
And you and the father are not married, correct?
Yeah, we're not married.
Okay. You've never alleged anyone else could possibly be the father of this child, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Judge, I'll pass the witness at this time.
Do we have any retroactive? Did we talk about that?
No retroactive, Judge. There's no request for it.
Okay. All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May Ms. Jones be excused?
Yeah.
May Ms. Jones be excused, Judge?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Jones. Have a nice day, man.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Good afternoon. This is call number 2021-10374. In the interest of JC and Jayla Irving, all parties and witnesses, please unmute yourselves. Raise your right hands to be sworn. Ms. Lemus, are you on video? All right. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Hi, my name is Jessica Sarai Limas, and I am the mother of JC and Jayla Irving.
All right, and representing the state,
Kira Mitchell.
court will note that the non-custodial parent is Javarius Antron Irving. Mr. Irving was personally served on October 27, 2021 at 1:13 p.m. at 1606 South Palm Court Drive in Harlingen, Cameron County, Texas. And he's not made an appearance or filed an answer. Is that correct, Ms. Mitchell?
That is correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
The state would like to call its first witness, Ms. Lemus.
All right.
Miss, could you state your full name, please?
Yes, Jessica Sarai Limas.
And what are the names of the children, of your children in this case?
My oldest, JC Amar Irving, and my youngest is Jayla Ava Irving.
Okay, what are their dates of birth?
JC is November 4th, 2017, and Jayla is September 24th, 2019.
And who is their father?
Javarius Antron Irving.
Okay, are you currently married?
No, ma'am.
And were you married when either of the girls were conceived?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember?
Is it possible that anyone else is the father of these children?
Sir?
Sam? Is it possible that anyone else is the father of these children?
No, he is the father.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
And do you remember Mr. Irvin signing the fraternity for both girls when they were born?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you asking that this court find that Mr. Irving is the father of the children and has a duty to support both girls?
Yes.
Okay. With regard to conservatorship, are you requesting that the court appoint you and Mr. Irving as joint managing conservators of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to designate you as the managing conservator with the exclusive right to designate the primary residence of the children?
Yes.
Okay. Now, with regard to possession and access, are you requesting that this court order a modified visitation schedule where Mr. Irvin will exercise 3 periods per phase of the modified visitation schedule?
Yes.
Okay. And after he completes that, are you requesting that a standard possession order be put in place for visitation?
Yes.
Now, are you also requesting that pickup and drop off for the visitation be at the McDonald's located at 1770 Decker Drive, Baytown, Texas 77520?
Yes.
Okay. With regard to the child support and medical support, do you know if Mr. Irvin is working?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Do you know if he has any additional children outside of the 2 children that you and him have together?
I do not know.
Okay. How are the children covered for health insurance?
They both have Medicaid.
So after basing child support on a minimum wage, we were able to see that Mr. Irvin should pay you $267 a month for child support and $75 for cash medical support. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and are you asking this court to order that he pay you those amounts starting May the 1st, 2022 and every month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, did you and Irvin live together at any time when since these kids have been born?
My oldest, yes, but my youngest, no. I was still pregnant at the time.
Okay. When did you all stop living together?
August of 2019.
Okay. Did Mr. Irvin give you any type of financial support for the children once you guys stopped living together?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you requesting retroactive child support?
Yes.
Okay. And so for the period from September the 1st, 2019 up until today, Mr. Irvin owes you $5,720 for retroactive child support. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you requesting that he pay that back at $58 a month starting May the 1st, 2022, every month thereafter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, are you also requesting that you and Mr. Irvin split any uncovered healthcare expenses 50-50?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, with regard to your address, do you have any safety concerns with your address being listed in this order?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. What has occurred that would have you wanting to not have your address in this order?
Just due to past problems with violence with him, considering the fact that he's put his hands on me before, left me scars, left me bruises, and to the point where he almost tried to kill me. And I just feel like it's just for safety.
Okay. Do you feel like Mr. Irvin should be ordered to pay court costs as billed?
Yes.
Okay. And are you asking, do you believe this order is in the best interest of your kids?
Yes.
Okay. And are you asking the court to approve this default judgment?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Who's handling Lewis and Lindsay?
I'll do that one as well, Judge.
All right, both the parents are by telephone? No, okay. Mr.
Yeah,
Lewis, are you?
Mr. Lewis, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you turn on your video, sir? All right, this is cause number 2021-42371 in the interest of Amir Lewis. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Mr. Lewis, are you driving?
Yes, sir.
You need to pull over.
I will. I'm exiting now. Okay.
Okay. Both of you raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
I do.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Ashley Lindsay, I'm the mother.
Sir, your name and your relationship to the child,
Joshua Lewis, I'm the father.
and representing the state.
Luis Regla.
Mr. Regla, we have an original petition in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an AOP. What are we doing today?
Yes, Judge, we're approaching. There are some partial agreements, but the father disagrees with current medical support and current child support. And I don't have a clear answer on non-disclosure, so we're approaching on those three issues only.
All right, let's read the stipulations into the record.
Yes, Judge, I believe the parties have agreed to being appointed as joint managing conservators. The mother has a right to determine residence within Harris and surrounding counties, and the parties agreed for a standard possession order. And I believe Medicaid is in place right now, so that parties agreed to. Can I call the parties and confirm that, Judge?
Okay.
I'll begin with Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, so far, the topics that I just described, those parts agreed to.
As far as visitation and everything.
joint conservatorship, child lives with mom, joint conservatorship, and that we have Medicaid in place. Is that agreed to so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and let me confirm with the mother as well, Judge. Ms. Lindsay, if you can hear me. So far,
Yeah.
as far as those topics go, that part so far is agreed to. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so then excuse me. Mr. Regula, the issues are child support, medical support, cash medical support.
Yes, Judge.
What else?
Oh, I'm sorry. They also agreed there is no retroactive support. That part is also agreed to, Judge. No retro.
Okay, so what are the issues again?
Child support, medical support, and whether we need non-disclosure or not.
They agreed to standard possession order.
Correct.
Okay, let's proceed.
Thank you, Judge. I'll begin with the father. Mr. Lewis, one more time, what's your full name, please?
Joshua Lewis.
All right. And you're currently employed, is that correct?
Yes, I just started.
Okay, and you are making $26 an hour,
Yes, sir.
and that's at 40 hours a week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so before taxes or anything is taken out, we would be using that as your gross monthly income. Average is $4,506.67. Would you agree with that so far?
Well, I don't know. I haven't got a first check yet.
All right, well, you multiply 40 by 26 and average it out per month. That's what it comes out to. So based on what you're telling the court, that'll be your monthly income. This is your only child, only child with Miss Lindsay, correct?
Yes.
You have one other child.
Yes.
Is that correct? The child is a minor,
Yes.
and the child either lives in your home or through a court order?
Court order.
Court order, okay. So guideline child support in this case would be based on one child with Ms. Lindsay, one other child through a court order. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you disagree with the state's request to set cash medical, is that correct?
The medical was cool. It was just the cash, the extra.
Okay, so the cash medical support of $203, which is roughly 4.5% of your gross income, you disagree with being ordered to pay that. Is that correct?
No. You said it was what?
$203 per month beginning May 1st.
Or is the medical?
Yes, the medical.
I thought it was 150.
It's 150. We had agreed, but you didn't agree. So I'm asking 4.5%, which is 203.
Which is understandable, but the medical was never the issue. The issue was for the child support.
Well, that's taken into account when there's medical order. That's why we're having a hearing. They're both connected when we do the math for your child support.
Okay, well, I can add them to my own insurance. Best case.
No, we're past that now, sir. So right now, Medicaid is in place. So we just talked about it a few minutes ago, correct?
Well, I ain't no lawyer. I didn't know that's what you were meaning. So.
All right, well, based on the income so far, the state's requesting $203 for medical support beginning May 1st. And based on that guideline, child support would be $624 beginning May 1st. You disagree with both of those things, is that correct?
Which is total? It's $600 $800.
$203 in cash medical support, $624 in child support. You disagree with both of those, is that correct?
Yes.
Well, let me ask, sir, where did you get the $150 figure from?
That was the agreement that they were saying that they had for me prior to in our mediation.
You agree to $150 a month
Yes, sir.
for cash medical support?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, then that would be a guideline. There'd be a net income of $3,618 after deducting medical support and taxes withheld. So your guideline child support at that point would be $633 and you still disagree with using guideline child support. Is that correct?
And that's the thing. I thought that once I'm already on child support with my other
Sir,
mother.
this has not, the only thing that this has to do with the other one is you don't have to pay 25% of your income for this child. You only pay 17.5%.
Okay, I was under the wrong influence.
All right.
Okay.
So is that $617, Mr. Regla?
Judge, I'll repeat my figures, Judge. Gross income of $4,507, medical support of $150, which he's now saying he agrees to, minus taxes withheld, gives a net income of $3,618. Guideline child support would be $633 per month, beginning May 1st.
633. Okay.
Yes, Judge. Judge, I'll pass the witness at this time.
Miss Lindsay, do you have any questions of Mr. Lewis?
No,
All right.
he said he wanted fair, so this is fair.
Okay. You don't have any questions, correct?
I don't have any questions.
All right. Call your next witness, Mr. Regla.
Thank you, Judge. Now I'll call the mother. And ma'am, can you say your full name for me one more time, please?
Ashley Lindsay.
All right. In regards to your address and phone number, where you live and work, are you fine with the father knowing both of those things?
Absolutely.
Okay. You have no request for it to be kept confidential then, correct? You're fine if he knows all those things.
Okay, so
Judge.
that's not an issue then, right?
No longer an issue, Judge. No non-disclosure needed.
All right. So the only two issues were actually he agreed to the cash medical support. So the only issue is child support, as I understand it.
Yes, Judge. And Judge, with that, I'll rest. I pass the witnesses.
All right, Mr. Lewis, do you have any questions for Miss Lindsay?
No, sir. I might have one. The meet and drop off spot.
Yes, sir. Ask your question.
Can we continue to do it halfway? How we been?
Yeah. I'm actually moving closer to you, so that would be perfect.
Okay.
Okay, but that's not going to be in the order. Is that correct, Mr. Regla?
We'll have them. We can write in an alternative pickup and drop off place.
Okay.
If they want to add that to the order, that's fine.
Okay. All right, then the court will approve the order. Where is this halfway point, Miss Lindsay?
My sister's apartment, but she won't be living there after this month.
Well,
and I won't be living on my side of town either. So
that's not going to work then.
No, I'm moving closer to him. So it'll be like, I'll still be on I-10 now somewhere. I haven't decided.
So is he going to pick up the child at your place?
He doesn't like to drive that far. So I've just been meeting him.
Well, Mr. Lewis, whatever you all agree to is fine, but we're gonna say the pickup and drop off is going to be like everybody else at the mother's house. But if you all agree to something different, then you can do whatever you want to. You can also do whatever you want to as far as visitation is concerned. It's when you don't agree that you have to follow the order. Do you understand that, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do have to follow the order on child support and cash medical support. So the court orders that the father pay child support in the amount of $633 a month beginning May 1st, 2022. And all the other stipulations are approved.
All right, thank you, Judge. And Maria, is it fine if we place them in the weight room over here so they can sign the order after the changes? Okay, y'all will be moved in just a bit to individual rooms.
Galaxy A12, what is your name, please?
Orquídea López.
¿Puede abrir su cámara, por favor?
Ok.
López. Gracias.
Are we waiting on a translator, Ms. Sharma?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Barrera will translate for us.
Esperamos el que va a traducir, señora.
Ok.
Mr. Barrera, can you hear me? You need to unmute yourself, please. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is call number 2021-42822 in the interest of Marlele Juliana Gatarrero López.
Este es el caso 2021-42822 en el interés de Mayreli Juliana Cantero López.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn, all witnesses.
Por favor, levante la mano derecha para ser jurada.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
¿Usted jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad delante de Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Señora, por favor, diga su nombre y la relación de usted a la niña.
Orquídea M. López y soy la mamá de Marjeli J. Cantarero.
Orquídea M. López, and I am the mother of the child.
All right, and representing the state of Texas.
Representando el estado de Texas. Kavita Sharma.
Okay. Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Josué Daniel Cantarero.
La corte nota que el papá sin custodia es José Daniel Cantarero.
He was personally served on August 18th, 2021 at 9:01 a.m.
Le dieron a él los papeles de servicio el 18 de agosto de 2021 a las 9:01 de la mañana.
At 520 Atascosita Road.
En la dirección 520 Atascosita Road.
Lot H17, Humble, Harris County, Texas.
Lote H17 en la ciudad de Humble, Texas.
Okay. And he has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Sharma?
Correct, Your Honor.
Y él no ha hecho una respuesta o ha aparecido. ¿Es correcto, abogada Sharma? Es correcto, su señoría.
All right, then we will proceed by default.
Vamos a proceder sin el señor.
Yes, Judge. I would like to call Ms. Lopez.
Llamamos a la señora López de testigo.
Ms. Lopez, are you currently married to Mr. Cantarero?
Señora López, ¿usted está casada con el señor Cantarero?
No.
No.
And is he the father of your child?
¿Él es el papá de su niña?
Sí.
Yes.
How do you know he's the father?
¿Cómo sabe usted que él es el papá?
Antes de salir embarazada estaba casada con él. Bueno, vivíamos juntos durante un año y pues el procedimiento en el hospital y todo.
Before we got pregnant, we lived together for a year, and through the hospital, he is the father.
And are you asking the court to establish a legal relationship between the father and the child today?
¿Y usted está pidiendo a la corte que establezca una relación de padre e hijo legalmente de la corte usted?
¿A eso cómo se refiere? ¿A que si él tiene que convivir con la niña?
What are
Is
you
she
referring
ask-
to? That he has to live with the child?
No, is she asking to have the court name him as the legal father?
Si usted está pidiendo a la corte que nombren a él que es el papá legal de la niña.
Sí, él está en todos los documentos de la niña.
Yes, he's in all the documents of the child.
And is she asking the court, or does she agree that joint managing conservator, where both parents are responsible for the child, for the court to set that today?
Y usted está pidiendo a la corte que ustedes sean nombrados conservadores gerentes compartidos sobre los derechos de la niña.
And
Let me-
you're the one that's going to decide where the child lives.
Y usted decide dónde vive la niña.
Ok, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
And how is your child covered under health insurance?
¿Qué tipo de aseguranza está ahorita cubierta su niña?
Con el Medicaid,
With the Medicaid.
And does she know do you know where the father works?
¿Usted sabe dónde trabaja el papá?
sí.
Yes.
Where does he work?
¿Dónde trabaja el papá?
Trabaja en un restaurante vietnamita.
He
Bajo la
works in a restaurant, a Vietnamese one.
And does she know how much he makes?
¿Y usted sabe qué tanto gana él?
No.
No.
And does she understand that the court is going to order child support and medical support based on minimum wage?
¿Usted entiende que la manutención se está basando al salario mínimo?
Sí.
Yes.
And does the father have any other children that he is responsible for?
¿Usted sabe si el papá tiene otros niños menores de 18 años que él se encarga?
Pues sé que tiene una niña, pero no sé si responde por ella.
I know he has another child, but I don't know if he's responsible for her.
Okay. And at what date did they separate? Or what date did you all separate?
¿En qué fecha ustedes se separaron?
La última vez que perdí contacto con él fue en enero del 2019. Que ya.
The last time I had contact with him was January 2019.
And you're asking for back support for the child since January of 2019 until today?
¿Y usted está pidiendo manutención atrasada, el child support retroactivo de enero de 2019 a la fecha de hoy?
Sí.
Has he
Yeah.
given you any money for this child since January of 2019?
El papá le ha dado dinero desde enero 2019 a la fecha de hoy.
Sí, algunas veces, cuando a veces lo llamo por si necesito terminar de completar algún bill, él a veces me lo completa.
Yes, he's given me a few times when I would call him to help me complete a bill. He's given me some money.
And how much has he given you? Approximately.
¿Y como cuánto le ha dado aproximadamente?
Desde aquella fecha a hoy,
Sí.
From the last day to today? Yes, sí.
como unos 1,000 y algo.
Like around 1,000 something.
Is that taken into consideration, Ms. Sharma?
Eso fue tomado en
Judge,
consideración.
I believe it is, Mr. Another child support officer did do this order,
Okay,
not.
Ms.
I can't
Lopez, Ms.
remember.
Lopez, did you tell another child support officer that he had given you some money since you separated?
Señora López, ¿usted le dijo al oficial que él le dio como $1,000 después de que se separaron?
No, no le dije la cantidad, pero sí, que él, cuando a veces necesito completar algún bill, a veces él me colabora.
Okay, this is
No,
gonna
I
have to
didn't
be
tell him the
adjusted.
amount. I just told him that he did help me once in a while, but I didn't tell him the amount.
All right.
Yes,
I'm
Judge.
gonna
We
recess
can
for
make
you
the
to adjust that.
adjustment. Thank
Okay,
you,
recess
vamos
Judge.
a
for that.
tomar un tiempo para verificar esa cantidad.
And let's not forget, we haven't talked about possession and access either, I don't believe.
Yes, Judge.